Welcome to this week's research overview, and it is on summer programs. So we want to have a summer math program. They're so powerful. We had an administrator tell us, well, the focus of our state is only going to be on literacy for this summer. And I said, oh my gosh, have you not looked at the 2007 Duncan research on that when you teach mathematics, good math programs actually increase more of their literacy skills than literacy programs by themselves. And there's been subsequent studies after that to show that this actually is true every single time. Now, of course, there needs to be certain things happening in those summer programs. So let's talk about what is a good summer math program and why a lot of times it doesn't have good effects. Okay, so first of all, if you're focused on just completely remediation and skills that they didn't learn from the past, you're focusing on worksheets, you're focusing just on the algorithms, on skills, memorization, trying to be fast. If that's what you're focused on, that tends not to get the kids to really like math or understand it. What happens on the procedure side is I like to think about chain links. You're trying to teach each chain link as one step in this algorithm or this procedure. The problem is that that gets stuck back in long-term memory, and your ability to cue out, like what is a cue that's going to say, go find that information and use it. The second is, can you remember those steps? Typically, no, because you've seen this where a month later, a year later, 2 years later, whatever we taught them is not there. Okay, so what do we focus on? We want to focus on very rich problems. We want to be able to have story problems that actually are about what's happening around their classroom, the world around them at this point. And really important, we need to have a visual model. So we need to have both inactive, a physical model, and then a visual iconic model, which is a bar model and number line, so that they truly are seeing that and then making the connection of those ideas to those story problems. What that allows is that now they start to build a conceptual understanding, and it's more of a web. Instead of the chain link, you have more connections, almost like a spider's web, where you can connect across and around these different elements, these different nodes. And so that starts to build those ideas. So then later you're like, oh, I actually understand the mathematics, and so I can cue it back from long-term memory. Now, in addition to that, another thing that usually we focus on is just number by itself. But we have a couple other research overviews that talk about this if you want to get more information, but actually focusing more on measurement ideas and geometry, more specifically spatial reasoning ideas, actually impact kids' understanding in much greater detail. So instead of just focusing on number, talk about measurement and spatial reasoning and geometry ideas first, because those actually build more ideas on number and the connections. So when you have summer programs that focus on those ideas, now you're building really rich ideas. So what's the outcome is that kids are leaving with actually understanding the math. They're seeing how it's connected to the life around them in school and outside school, which then produces more confidence, greater confidence, and curiosity about mathematics, and then they actually want to participate in math more. So it just increases that. We've had such incredible evidence with our summer school programs that show kids gaining 1 or 2 grade levels in a 4 to 8 week program. It's pretty amazing. So if you have questions, you have comments about summer school programs, put those below. Please like, follow us, share this with others. We can make a huge difference focusing on summer school.